Bernie, Red Bull, how concerned are you about it?
Just a second, darling.
This is supposed to be serious. My boss...
This is serious, serious. I want to ask you, what do you think is going to happen with Red Bull?
Funny you should say that, Bernie. That's a question that you need to answer. What is going to happen to Red Bull?
You can understand the position with both Ferrari and Mercedes. If they happen to give Red Bull the same sort of engine as they have, they will show up the people that are supplying the engines.
So what engine are they going to have?
I think at the moment they're sort of having a good think about what's available. If you look at it sensibly, they have a choice. What's on offer, or they stop.
But you don't want them to stop?
I don't want them to stop. I honestly think any of the engine suppliers would be okay for them.
Does Formula One need Red Bull?
Yes. Red Bull have been fantastic for Formula One. All the promotion stuff I want doing, if we have a new country, I ask them, they send cars there and people there. They're very, very, very good. We will miss Red Bull for sure.
Bernie, the EU, pretty difficult times there at the moment. You've been reported and they've now confirmed that they're going to set up an inquiry. Big concern?
No. For us, no.
But for CBC, surely?
No.
Well, it must be.
Why? What is the inquiry?
The inquiry is...
Honestly, no, I'm not being funny.
No, I'm being
we
serious.
don't know because nobody's told us.
It's talking about compliance, it's talking about unfair distribution of cash, it's favouritism, the top three teams. Bernie, all the things that you know about, including the strategy working group. There is a big inquiry and someone is going to have to address it.
They're looking into these.
They're looking into it. I'm just saying that that's more difficult to get a sale away.
No, it's nothing to do with CVC. The payments we make to the teams, they all have contracts and everyone knows what everybody else is paid. There's no secrets.
But Bernie, that wouldn't have happened in our day, would it? I mean, we'd have had a sit around and you'd have sorted it out. How has it become that teams will rush off to the EU and complain?
Because it seems today that every team has to have 4 or 5 doctors, God knows how many lawyers, and they have to get busy to do what they're paying for.
An adverse decision would seriously impact on the value of your product.
I don't think so. The people that are interested have all this information in front of them.
It will be sold by the end of the year?
Well, I would have thought, you know, depends how long lawyers and people take to get things put together.
Bernie, 21 races.
Yep.
Long season. We'll never be home.
We have to race where people can afford to pay, because somebody has to pay the bills. We're paying the teams very, very close to $1 million this year.
$1 billion, Bernie.
$1 billion, sorry, apologies.
Just a matter of a nought here and there.
Yeah, but it doesn't really make a lot of difference when you think of it. It's a discount I give always, you know that.
Well, I know all about your discounts. Patrick Allen, the MD of Silverstone, have called to question the show. The teams and the engines are monopolising everything, and it's not about the drivers and the competition.
We're not putting on the show we should put on. If the two Mercedes guys were racing each other like it used to be with McLaren, if you like, with Prost and Senna, it would be good. But the trouble is they're not. So this is why we're going down the field a little bit with the television, where there is some racing going on. What we've always said, and I'm sure you agree with it, when the lights go out, the drivers should be in control of the race until the flag comes down.
That's what should happen, but that's not what's happening.
It isn't what happens now. Somebody's sitting, not even on the pit wall, back at the factory even, looking and giving instructions. It just isn't the way to go.